I'd like to welcome Brandon Chaney to the show. Brandon, welcome. You've seen him before. He's a trainer here at Sensible Fitness. Brandon is a high school gym teacher and also a coach of multiple sports. And what are we going to talk about today?
We're going to talk about core today and talk about the aspects of core, the benefits of core, not only for kind of a sporting capacity, but even an everyday type of capacity dealing with core. So we're going to have Doug, the first exercise here, we're going to have him do a plank here. And he's going to be on his toes right here and be on his forearms right here, and he's trying to keep his body as straight as possible. Now what he's working on is his core muscles. We've got lower back, we've got abdominals working here, and typically when I'm training with a client or an athlete, I like to say about like a time period. Like we would say we'd have Doug do this for a minute, okay? And at that whole time, his body will start tensing, will tense up here, and you will notice that his abdominals and his lower back will kind of, they're really getting a great workout here, and it's after about a minute's time, you're about ready for the whistle to blow.
A little faster there, Brandon.
And we'll have him go ahead and stop right there. Okay.
Okay, I felt that. Okay.
What we talk about, what I'll first talk about is as far as like from a I guess an athletic capacity, what would be great about having a strong core? Well, I always tell athletes one thing: lateral movement. In a lot of sports, lateral movement is key. Whether you're in basketball, sliding side to side, whether you're in soccer, containing a player, football, going after, if you're a linebacker, going from one side to the other, if you were a middle linebacker, multitude of sports. In golf, you would have a nice, great swing because your power would come from your core. That's the second thing we talk about with core, is that's where your power comes from in a lot of capacities. As far as even in the weight room, your bench press, your squat, the stronger your core is, the better off, you're stronger you're going to be on those lifts. And Doug, you can kind of elaborate on that as being a full-time trainer, the strengths of core as well.
Right. I was rocking there. You can kind of rock if you want to give it a little bit of a dynamic thing, but
no, core is huge because every single muscle, your legs and arms, all the extremities attached to your core, which is your trunk. So if you're a football player and you get hit here, well, if you're solid and your trunk doesn't move, you're the more powerful athlete. But if I push and you go twisting, you're down on the ground. The guy's already sacked the quarterback, So
that's the first exercise that we're going to do, and that is the plank. Now, the second one that we'll do is what we like to call a bridge position with the Swiss ball.
Let's grab a ball.
All right. All right, now what we're going to have Doug do here is lift up, and we call this a bridge position here. As you notice, he's getting stability in his lower back, also in his hamstring area as well. A very, very vital aspect of core as well is the lower back. And also with this one, what we talked about is the hamstrings. What you notice with a lot of athletes, male or female, hamstrings are very weak. Typically when we get athletes in here, that's one area that we really like to hit. So what's cool about this exercise right here is you also get lower back, but at the same time you get a 2-for-1 special. You get the hamstrings involved as well, and the abdominals as well in this exercise as well, it being a core exercise. And Doug can elaborate since he's the one doing this right now.
I mean, just trying to balance on this ball, there's a lot of muscles engaging here that you wouldn't really anticipate would be working.
A lot of stabilizing
just by holding this, I'm trying to hold it still. I don't know if you can tell on camera, but my legs are shaking, okay? Because there are so many muscles right now contracting, and it's a static contraction. It's not dynamic. You can make it dynamic if you wanted to do this. You can make it harder by doing one leg. Okay, there's a lot of different variations of this, but a lot of control out of the lumbopelvic hip complex, which is all this area down low around your hips. Okay, and core muscles aren't just limited to your trunk. Any muscle that attaches to the trunk. Your rectus femoris is a quad muscle, but it attaches to your pelvis. So your rectus femoris could be considered a part of a core muscle because it does have action on your pelvis, which is a part of your core.
And again, we would have a participant probably go for about a minute or so here and have them probably do 2 or 3 sets of that. And that's one of these exercises that you definitely will feel, whether it be the next day or the day after. It's definitely one that we typically have clients feel pretty strenuous. Absolutely. But at the same time, we've had some really great results with these core exercises.
And he was mentioning the hamstrings. One of our previous television segments was on the ACL and how to prevent injury to that, and hamstrings is huge with that. So this would be a great exercise for not only ACL prevention but also the core strengthening. So hope you guys got all that. Okay, a lot of good information out there. Brandon, appreciate it, buddy.
Doug, always.
Brandon is here to help you. Give us a call at 530-LEAN or check out our website at sensiblefitness.com.